All right, folks, so in today's video, we're going to be talking about turtle soup. All right, so for those that don't know what turtle soup is, it's basically a fake out. It's basically a fake run. And I'm going to show you key times to be looking for those fake runs. I've made turtle soup videos in the past, but I haven't talked about this specific signature. And the reason I haven't talked about it is because it is actually a newer observation from me. Because a lot of you guys are familiar with this point. I've been talking a lot about candle confirmation, right? That new strategy. And with the candle confirmation strategy, of course, with the fake out strategy that I've talked about a lot, I need to see a shift. But with turtle soup, if you're entering off a turtle soup, you don't wait for a shift. Like if you're getting a turtle soup buy setup, you're buying weakness. If you're getting a turtle soup short setup, you're going to be shorting it to strength. And I'm going to show you something that I'm going to give you something that you can experiment with, because these are key times where you can also look for turtle soups. So I'm going to utilize this ADUSD from today. We're going to look at a few different examples, but I had this ADUSD right here, and I had these really clean relative equal lows down below. So I was bearish on this because I got these really clean relative equal lows down below. I got my third candle draw down below, highs down the middle, lower high on the left, lower high on the right. This candle right here, it displaced beneath that previous candle right there. So it displaces beneath that previous candle. It creates these really clean equal lows down below. Now, also, before we get too deep into this video, for those of you that have not watched my candle confirmation video, I'm going to leave a link to that in the video description. You're going to want to watch that because it's going to make this so much clearer. All right, make sure you watch that. So watch both of them. But as I was saying, like if you watch that video, you know, okay, we got this strong close right here and it creates relative equal lows right here. So I can come to the conclusion that this is probably going to want to come down and clean out those lows here soon. That candle, that 4-hour candle closes at 5 o'clock. And then look right here. Look at my cursor, follow my cursor. I'm on a 5-minute chart now, but don't forget what I just showed you a second ago, how we got like these really clean lows down there. And we just confirmed that we had that strong 4-hour displacement. And we understand with candle confirmation that it's going to want to take care of that. And then with candle confirmation coming into a brand new candle at 5 o'clock, what do you look for? You look for your fake run. Guess what that fake run is, folks? That's your turtle soup. That's what a turtle soup is. What you're looking at right there is a turtle soup. That's a fake run higher. That's exactly what it is right there. You see what I mean? So, because like think power of three. Power of three is not just subject to the daily chart or the weekly chart. Power of three can be used with each individual candle as well. Just like, and that's what I do with this 4-hour chart when I do this. I had that 4-hour close. I know my draw is down below right here. And then I come into like first things first here into 5 o'clock. I get that push up. Kind of make it, I'm not going to get too deep and like make this a power of three lesson. But like for like a typical daily bearish expansion, let's just talk like take the daily chart. What do you like to see in a typical daily bearish expansion? Well, what you want to see in a typical daily bearish expansion is you want to see a Judas swing early on, like right after midnight until London session. You want to see a Judas swing, which is your manipulation run. So what that Judas swing does is it moves in the opposing direction of where the daily range really wants to expand to, because that's what we call manipulation run. That's a Judas swing. And then this is the same deal, but it's after 5 o'clock that it does it on the 4-hour candle. You look for a turtle soup at that time to take out these highs with a clear opposing drawdown below. So it wants to expand down into that. But first things first, it wants to have that manipulation run higher because it's killing two birds with one stone here. It's going to create opposing sell side down below because it looks like a shift. It's going to bait in liquidity, but it's also going to knock out opposing buy set up above. So then how can you play this for like a turtle soup deal? Look right here. You can understand, like, because I just told you a second ago how turtle soups, for a short play, you're going to be shorting at the weakness. So if you know that you want to target this right here, and here's the thing with these plays, folks, is if you're really correct, it shouldn't go that far after it's run out this buy side. You get that push up, you're taking out your buy side, you got your point of interest, because I believe we also had, if I recall correctly, we had that exactly. Oh, wait, no, not right there. That was, I'm thinking of a different scenario. Look, you had this 15-minute, I believe we had a 1-hour imbalance in there too, by the way. But look what I mean. Look what I'm talking about right here. So you're taking out this buy side, you're coming to this imbalance right here. That's a point of interest. If you're really correct that this thing wants to sell off, it should not go too far. So where am I going with this? You know that's going to be your target, that low right there. Look at my cursor. So what you could do is you could enter short on that push up right there. Just place a limit right there to take profits and then slap a 1-to-1 on it just to give it that wiggle room it needs. That's an option for you. And I know a lot of you, haven't really caught up yet, or, are still sleeping and don't really like 1-to-1s. But I like that for turtle soups. I like it for, well, really with all my strategies. I don't really go in looking for a set 1-to-1 usually with my shifts, but they just typically end up being in that area, as I always say. But that would be a good way to approach this, because with the 1-to-1, if it goes to that point, you can comfortably say that you're incorrect. Like if you're getting short up there, and let's just say you got short, and then boom, you get a 1-to-1, right? Let's just say you can comfortably say you're incorrect. Now let's take it a step further. You could do it off the, as I said, you could do it off the 5-minute buy side as well, or just like your next buy side liquidity pool to not act like we're perfect here. See what I mean? It gives it plenty of wiggle room. It allows for it to come up and, you know, work within this plenty. Because if you're correct with most, and you go and study most of your winning trades, if you're correct, it shows you fairly quickly that you're correct. It doesn't really spend too much time like digging too deep into that range off your point of interest. You got a point of interest. If you're correct, it should respect that point of interest. And so the 1-to-1, it allows for that imperfection, of course, the spread and all that stuff too. And it just gives it that wiggle room it needs. So you could literally look for a short up into these key times, because once you get that signature, that's the first thing that you want to see. Once you see like the candle or lack thereof candle confirmation, and it has these clean lows down below, first things first into 5 o'clock, you want to see that push up. You want to see that push up first things first, because you know that's probably going to be your fake run. That's going to be your turtle soup. Right. And again, like we talked about this, about how like it's not just 5 o'clock, of course. Like you can do it after, you can do it 9 o'clock as well. 9 o'clock gives opportunities. So for example, let's just take GBP USD here from the day. So we had this thing right here. We had that close right there. This was a candle confirmation deal as well, or candle confirmation play. So we had this low right here that we know we want to target here. Strong close beneath the previous low, displaces beneath that previous low. So of course this becomes resistance. That was a point of interest that I had on this. It displaced beneath that previous low. It's in that downswing. So I know right away that it's drawn to this right here. It opens up right here, brand new candle. So again, what did I just tell you a second ago? What you want to see first things first is a push up, because that's going to be your fake run. Just like with the daily range early on, you want to see that fake run. 4 hour, you want to see that turtle soup right here. Like it's really best if like immediately you come into that candle, it's starting to push up. You want to see it waste very little time. It starts to push up, and it pushes up into a key level of resistance. And of course, if you go into your 5-minute, this is where you could frame that short. Now this one was pretty messy. It was pretty damn choppy, but it's still the same thought process. There's 9 o'clock, and you see how it immediately pushes up into 9 o'clock, and it runs out these highs. That still qualifies as a turtle soup. Look how it runs up and it cleans out this buy side. You could short into that buy side, and you could short into the buy side, target the low down below, and just place a 1-to-1 on it to give it the wiggle room that it needs. And then it dumps off and it takes care of it. That's all you're doing really, is you're looking for your push up at these key times into liquidity or a point of interest, because we had the liquidity and we had that previous low in there as a point of interest. So again, as I was saying, if you're really correct and it does want to move lower, it really shouldn't go much farther than that. It really shouldn't. So the 1-to-1 allows for that wiggle room to allow it to kind of work though and do its thing. And then you can enter on strength right there and then take it lower. And I showed you this with a 4-hour chart, but here's the thing, folks. Take what I told you here and you can experiment with that on the 1-hour chart, because guess what? It's the same deal on the 1-hour chart, what I just showed you there. So like with the beginning of each 1-hour candle, you'll see the power of 3 and the same exact signatures that I just showed you here play out. For example, I'll do one more. We were talking about this NASDAQ here. Me and my mentees on mic were talking about this coming into 10 o'clock and how I didn't trust that this is going to push up just yet. I can't remember if it was NASDAQ or ES, but both are bearish. So for example, you see how this NASDAQ right here had like that really big flush right there on the 1-hour chart. So it just displaced lower like that with aggression, with strength. Displaced beneath the previous lows, beneath that low. And then this candle closed into 10 o'clock. So 10 o'clock is a very interesting time, because that candle, we have the new candle forming. And what happens first things first? It opens up and it pushes up. It wasted no time. You remember what I was just saying with that previous deal? This is where you can do like top-down analysis. But remember what I was saying with that previous deal about these are sensitive levels. When you're in that downswing like that and you see something like this, you see like a previous low like that gets displaced beneath, that's resistance. When you see something like that and it displaces beneath a previous low like that, it's in that downswing like that. And then you see it crush a previous level. And then we come into 10 o'clock here, see how it opens up and it immediately pushes up into that while having a clear drawdown below. You see what I mean? And then look, 10 o'clock. You see how it's kind of creating these signatures for a shift, but it's not really a shift because of the lack of candle confirmation, meaning it didn't take care of that low. You see what I mean? So you're coming up into this old low right there, and you have this down here. So you could see how you could actually frame a short off points of interest like this coming into like 10 o'clock. If you were to see that lack of candle confirmation, meaning the lack of the liquidity grab down here, you had that strong close previously, remember, and it's pushing up here while still having that intact. And then you see a push up into 10 o'clock, first things first, while having that intact. Same exact deal as what I was saying with the 4 hour, think power of 3, fake run, turtle soup, point of interest to frame your turtle soup off of, and you could frame a short off that, and then you could just take it down to the low. That is something I'm giving you to experiment around with. I just gave you something, a nugget there. Take it, go study it, because like I see this thing, and even myself, I'm going to be experimenting a little bit more around with it. I could see it day in and day out. I could see it on a consistent basis repeating. So I have like that experience factor just of seeing it just so much. But that's how you can approach it. Whether you're a futures trader or forex trader, you can do it in any market, and those are opportunities for you. You see? Yeah, folks, I think I'm going to wrap up the video there. I hope you enjoyed, getting its value. I'll see you later.